All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of Yasha Allah, upholding the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Peace and salutation. This is the brother Bakwasha, and I want to cover how in the days that are near, in the days that are drawing nigh, for brothers to be aware of these demonic forces that are going to be using emotions to alter the state of the spirit. Because that spirit that the hopeful elect possesses is a spirit of righteousness. And as the scriptures say, good is set against evil, and evil is set against good. And so it made me think about the scripture, and I'm going to cover it in the spirit and bring out some precepts. But it's a stark reminder that the days of Jacob's trouble, as his place continues to crumble, these Babylonians, all of them will crash out, and they are subject to demonic possession. And so I'm going to start here in the book of Psalm, the 46th chapter and the 10th verse. It says, "Be still and know that I am the power Yahweh. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth." And so when you get into this word here for being still,
Strong's H 7503, Rapha.
Okay, and it gets into to relax, to refrain. Okay, and I want to grab the root word. Okay.
Strong's H 7495, Rapha.
And it goes into heal, to make healthful. It says to heal of Yahweh. So being still, okay, and knowing that Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai has the hopeful elect covered, okay, that is what these Babylonians are against. And what's fueling that demonic possession is emotions. Okay? And so I'm going to read this definition because in the scriptures, there's no emotion. Okay? Now there's feelings, but there's no emotion. And this word, as you can tell, came from the 1500s. Okay? And that's what happens when people crash out and are going to continue to crash out as the dollar implodes, as these jobs are no longer available, as food shortages occur. They're going to be filled with emotion. They've never read, nor are they a part of the hopeful elect that know Isaiah 33:6, which states that wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai is his treasure. So let's get into this word here, emotion, and then some of the precepts to withstand these emotions, to be able to discern in the spirit as they are occurring with these Babylonians, and being able to avoid those situations because they're going to be many. It says emotion 1570s, a social, moving, stirring agitation. It says to stir up. Okay. And it says the sense of strong feeling is recorded 1650s. And so I want to bring up this point before we get rolling. And I just did a chat search on it. It says, this is the key insight. Originally, emotion did not mean feelings. It meant movement, disturbance, or agitation. And that's what's going on currently with these Babylonians, and will continue to, because they are not healed. And matter of fact, let's grab this quick scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10. It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. These Babylonians have nothing but raw emotions, okay? Movements of disturbance in the spirit, because they will never be converted. Their mind, okay, is fat with the philosophies of Babylon, aka America. Okay? So how do we continue to walk in the spirit while this place is crumbling? What are some of the preventive measures of those that are healed in righteousness through the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai? This is Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 17. It says, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. So being soon angry means that you're not ruling your spirit. Okay? Now, are there times in which we're going to get passionate? You know, we're gonna let the spirit, flow. Absolutely. But discerning the times, as the scriptures say, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger rested in the bosoms of fools. So these are the things in which discernment give us, knowing that these Babylonians are losing it bad. Okay? This is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Whether it be coworkers, whether it be these random Babylonians cutting you off while you're driving, making your food, okay? That discernment, especially because we're vexed all the day long, is proof of you dwelling in the spirit of righteousness and being healed. Scripture says, let me see if I can pull that. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health. What is the root word of health? Heal. Rapah. But thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things. So this word of righteousness, this word that's specifically for the hopeful elect, is what has healed the hopeful elect from that fatness, from that wine, that drunkenness, from those emotions. Because that's what Esau is going to use every time to get you agitated, to have you move in your spirit, to be disturbed. You know, there was this title called Disturbing the Peace. What disturbs the peace? Evil, in the forms of emotion, in the forms of wickedness. Okay? This is Romans 12 and 21. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. See, when you know that these Babylonians don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we have on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, let them crash out. Watch them continue to destroy themselves. Be not quick to anger, because that's how they win. This is Proverbs 15 and 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. People are going to come at you. People are going to persecute you. They're going to lie about you. They're going to make up false accusations. They're going to generate versions of you that are not you. That's what Esau's doing now, the accuser of our brethren. But it's one thing for us to say it. It's another thing for it to be happening. So this is in preparation. Okay. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. These precepts are for our learning and our application, because these Babylonians are going to be losing it bad. Jacob's trouble is literally knocking at the door. A few more jobs lost, rebellion, these agents provoking people, and if at any given time Esau pulled a plug on these cell phones, it's a wrap. And they know it in the spirit. Babylon is crashing out outside right now. This is Galatians 5:16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Because these Babylonians are going to try you. They're going to try you in ways in which it will remind you of scenarios and experiences that you've overcome. But it's still going to tempt you to get your lick back. But walking in the spirit is the best way to get your lick back. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and 4. Yeah, let's go verse 3. 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Let's grab this word here, lost, real quick. Because that's what these Babylonians are, man. They lost, through, hurt. You can still hear it in the background. Destroy. To put out of the way entirely. Abolish. To put an end to, ruin. Render useless. This is for the word here, lost. To destroy fully. To perish. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, that are destroyed, that are dead. These Babylonians, man. Emotional train wrecks, crash dummies, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. That's why the scriptures say, if they speak not according to this word, there's no light in them. Okay? The only thing that they have in them is this Babylonian juice. And that juice is running out. We'll wrap up with a couple more. Yeah, let's go back to what Yahweh Shem Yahushua did, and we'll wrap up with this. And part of that being is The same things that are going on now. Let's scroll up a little bit. This is Genesis 6:5. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So imagine how much more so now. How much more emotion and chaos and demonic forces these Babylonians have now. This is Genesis 6:11. It says, the earth also was corrupt before Yahweh, and the earth was filled with violence. And Yahweh looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And Yahweh said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So only Noah, a part of those 8 souls, were saved. Okay. Another word I'm sure for saved is healed. Okay. Don't quote me on that. But the point being here is, this is what being still is. Being still is knowing that there is nothing that these Babylonians can do to overturn prophecy. So let them crash out. Let them destroy themselves. But protect your peace. Because they'll never get it. So, Lord will, this was edifying for the elect. Just wanted to go into a couple scenarios in preparation for these last hours of Babylon and this hour of temptation. Because these Babylonians want you to get carnal, Akim. Rule your spirit. Be not soon to become angry. It could be a trap. It could be a snare. As scripture says, in your patience possess ye your souls. It's in the endurance that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has given us to continue to endure unto the end. So, Lord will, this was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.